You can watch us too. We are on your computer, your mobile device. Just head on over to SuperTalk TV. Now, you and I would agree that work that helps people and families heal from addiction is definitely a good thing. Joining us today is Ashley Smith. She is the Executive Director of the National Council on Alcoholism and Drug Dependence of the Central Mississippi area. They're up to great work, and they've got a fun event coming up. So welcome back, Ashley.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Good to have you here, and we are personal friends too, and I try to keep up with what you're doing. And I think over a year ago, we were having lunch talking about this exciting event that you guys had coming up, and I can't believe that, man, you're already here and bringing this to Mississippi. So time flies.
Yes, it does. It's that time again.
For those, though, who may not recognize the good work that you do, the National Council on Alcoholism and Drug Dependence, which y'all call it what? NCADD?
It is referred to as NCADD as well as NCADD.
NCADD. I knew there had to be a shortening of it. You're not going around just spouting that off all the time. I feel like those that probably have utilize your services recognize the good work you do, but there's probably many who could benefit from it. So on a daily basis, Ashley, what are you and your team up to for Mississippi?
That is a wonderful question.
Loaded question, too. I'm sure she's like, oh, Lord.
All the things. So our 3 pillars are prevention, treatment, and recovery. And so we partner with after-school programs, faith-based organizations, schools to provide evidence-based curriculum. We also serve as a liaison between the person who's seeking recovery and treatment centers. So anyone can call our office to let us know that they're interested in recovery services, and we can help guide them through their process. We also have one of the state's largest in-house bookstores, and so we have all the resources from the Big Yellow Book to devotionals to be able to provide support not only to individuals who are on their recovery journey, but to family and friends as well.
I think, too, the family and friends part is a big piece to that because anybody who's walked through a family member that has an addiction, it doesn't just affect that person. It's definitely a family unit with that. And oftentimes you feel sometimes they don't get to go to recovery necessarily with you, but they need their own sort of help and healing in the process as well.
Yes. And not only do we serve as a resource, but there are so many other resources that are out there as Al-Anon. There are other support groups that support family and friends as well. And it's interesting that you reference not wanting to be alone. Our theme this year that we're focusing on for the event is you are not alone. And so that is something that we want to remind those, again, that are on their recovery journey as well as family and friends.
The one piece you mentioned, I guess, Ashley, I hadn't really thought of prevention as being a part of the addiction fight. But gosh, that makes so much sense. And I know we probably grew up and had DARE and you had some of the other things where the prevention was sprinkled in. But thinking about that intentional prevention education, particularly if you know that addiction runs in your family, probably better to start now than later with kids, just having honest conversations. Do y'all have resources for that if families wanted to start,
Yes, we
because
sure
I think
do.
that's a part that doesn't get talked about as much.
Mm-hmm. Just like you said. So, there is proven data that supports our belief of the genetic predisposition of an individual, having that, as you would say, biological attachment to substance use disorder. And so we really do push whole health. So the curriculum, the evidence-based curriculum that we implement into the school districts not only focus on substance use disorder or opioid use disorder, we also talk about character building, making healthy decisions, proper exercise, diet, being mindful of consumption, whatever, that is. And so, yes, we give those resources out for free to school districts. So if there's a teacher or principal or anyone that is associated with the faith-based organization or after-school program, they can call our office and we'll provide that curriculum free of charge. And the great thing is that it can be utilized as early as kindergarten all the way up to the collegiate level. And so the curriculum can really, really be shaped to implement in the different areas of focus.
I think that's definitely good stuff and a good place for families to start too. I mean, again, it's never too early to start prevention in all kinds of ways, but it just makes sense if you had a family history of it that you have more open, honest communication, not just sheltering them from it or telling them it's bad, explaining to them why they may be at higher risk for falling down these routes if they expose themselves to it too early. Yes. Okay, so the good work that NCADD, I'm getting it right, but that is the National Council of Alcoholism and Drug Dependence, doesn't come easy or cheap. So this is why you guys have events, right, to help fund the work that you guys do. And I know you have lots of events throughout the year, but this is your big one that's coming up. Tell us what's happening.
Yes. So on Thursday, September the 11th, we are having our annual event that's called a Night of Honor. And so this year is going to take place at 6 p.m. at the Mississippi Museum of Art. Our guest speaker for the year is Chef Andrew Zimmerman. Those who are listening may know him from the Food Network, as he is a four-time James Beard awardee. And so he will be speaking to us about his recovery journey. This year we will be honoring the local Jackson celebrity and restaurateur Jeff Good as our Bronze Key recipient. And the Bronze Key Award is the highest award that an individual can receive from NCADD, and that person really has shown how they can show up and show out, as I like to say it, in a good way in the recovery community. So, whether that be making sure that that person is connected to resources such as recovery, treatment, jobs, you have it. And Jeff has done all of that. And so we just want to say thank you. Maggie Wade will be serving as this year's Mistress of Ceremony, and we'll have live music and food. The ticket sales end on tomorrow, and so we definitely so we definitely want to make sure those who are interested in supporting our mission do so by coming out and having a good time, learning more about who we are, what we do in the community, and again, how we're all in this together.
We've talked here a lot on good things, Ashley, over the years about celebrating recovery. Obviously, you have to hear the statistics. You have to understand that there's a problem. There's a time and place for, talking about that. But celebrating recovery, I think, is also a piece, kind of like the prevention, that I don't think gets done enough because families in the throes of that need to see that it's possible to get on the other side of it, no matter how messy getting there may be, and that it's worth it. Like when you look at someone like Andrew Zimmerman. I'm sure he's heard that more than once, which I know him very well from Bizarre Foods on Food Network. That's the show I enjoy watching. Or Jeff Good, who's more of a local, like you mentioned, pillar. And you see they went on and had major careers, families, impacts, and I've seen both of them post that they give their sobriety a big piece of the puzzle for their success. So I guess my question is, you agree that it's important, but why is that so important, or how is that so important?
It's so very important, and I guess I would like to pause to say that September is National Recovery Month, and that is the significance of our event taking place during the month of September. So we are very big on celebrating recovery. It is very important because your foundation is important, right? And so an individual is likely to be more confident in his or her journey when they know that they have what I like to call cheerleaders behind them, and so that's friends and family, that's access to resources, whether that be your faith community or your faith walk. So celebrating that is definitely something that is important because it's a win, right? To me as a parent, everything that my child or children, I should say, do, we celebrate that because we want to motivate them to keep going. And so celebrating recovery really, I think, supports the individual in knowing that they are not alone.
And takes the stigma off of it.
Yeah. Oh, we definitely, that is something have probably heard me. Don't give me the preaching.
We close to Sunday, Ashley. But if people want to help support that and get tickets, where do they go?
Yes, they can go to our website, www.ncaddms.org, and click on events.
Alrighty, and if they want more information, same website?
Yes, same website.
All right, girl. Thank you for your time and the work that you guys do. You all stick with us. We got more for you coming up next.